I think we have all been awaiting the return of Stranger Things after a very long hiatus. But some interesting info has come out on the show's apparent budget. Rob, what's going on?
Well, we've heard that the final season, the fifth and final season of Stranger Things, that every episode is like a movie. That's something that's been kind of permeating the culture. People are
Like a
saying
movie.
but this Stranger Things obviously was a monster hit. Get it?
Yep.
A monster
Very
hit
nice.
for Netflix.
Well done.
So, and I have to say, Sean Levy and his production company, the Duffer Brothers, came out of nowhere, gave us this great 80s nostalgia with the Upside Down 2, the Stephen King meets the monsters. I mean, it was great with a little Goonies vibe. I hate to admit it, but Goonies. And so now we find out that not only are we getting perhaps a movie and episode, but it looks like this might be the most expensive season of television ever produced. I mean, is it really going to Rings of Power, Hold My Beer? I don't know. Stranger Things Season 5. This is coming to us from where now?
Comingsoon.net.
Comingsoon.net says Stranger Things Season 5 has an unimaginable budget. I don't know. I can imagine quite a bit.
I can imagine quite a bit.
Nice.
Stranger Things Season 5's staggering budget has garnered significant attention. A new report suggests that the fifth and final season could cost over $400 million to produce, despite a shorter episode run. This marks a sharp increase from the previous season's already high budget. Reports suggest that the upcoming final season of Stranger Things could be one of the costliest productions in television history, with a budget surpassing $400 million. Industry insider Kim Masters of Puck revealed that Netflix is spending between $50 to $60 million per episode for the fifth season, despite season 5's episode count being one episode less than season 4's. This puts the total cost of season 5 between 400 and 480 million. The show's creators, the Duffer Brothers, are said to be creating feature-length episodes once again, with each installment expected to run between 90 minutes and 2 hours. After years of delay, Stranger Things will return this year for its grand finale. The highly anticipated final season is scheduled to premiere in 3 parts later this year. The first 4 episodes will arrive on November 26th, followed by 3 on December 25th, and the final episode on December 31st. I think this is actually pretty cool. John, is Stranger Things worth $480 million for its final season?
You know what? Here's the thing. When I first heard that they're saying this could be the most expensive show ever made, I thought like you did, Rob. I thought, well, what about Lord of the Rings? Well, the thing is, the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, most of that money we heard about was just securing the rights.
Yeah, $450 million bucks.
The actual production of season 1, I believe, was around the $450 million range, which still makes it the most expensive show ever made. But if this comes in at the top end of what Puck is reporting, up to $480 million, then yeah, we are talking about the most expensive season of television ever produced. Now, if this was almost anything else other than Stranger Things, what I would be saying right now is, here Netflix goes again, way overspending on stuff. What's the point? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to give them a pass on Stranger Things, and here's why. Stranger Things is not just a big show on Netflix. I would argue that Stranger Things is the identifying show of Netflix. It is their poster child. When you think of Netflix original, I'm sorry, the first thing that's going to come to most people's minds is going to be Stranger Things. Whether it's your favorite or not is another question. But it has been like their flagship show. And unlike other streaming shows
For a decade.
Yeah, for pretty much a decade now, right? It's by far been their identifying mark. And unlike other streaming shows, that most streaming shows value practically evaporates and disappears once it's done. You know, the third season of this thing comes out, great, it's hot for a week or two, but 3 months later, it's getting a few views here and there, but it's just sitting on the catalog. I would probably contend that Stranger Things, even though it's now going to be finished, is still going to be a title that will attract new subscribers in the coming years. Even though it's done and the thing's complete, somebody's going to be saying, well, should I get Netflix? Well, Stranger Things is there, and go and do that. So I would kind of say for two reasons, the amount of money they're spending on this is justified. Number one, because this show has just delivered and given to Netflix for almost a decade, right? So it's earned it. But number two is that same thing, is that I think this is a show that's going to continue to be talked about and continue to get new subscribers for Netflix, even after it's done in the years to come. Now, the ultimate test, Rob, about whether or not they're justified in spending this much money is going to be, is the final season crap or not? That's
Right.
really the big thing. But yeah, I'm going to say it's probably worth it. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I have to say, if you really think about this, if you're thinking about it as a TV show, it seems excessive. But if we're really getting a series of movies that cost between $60 to $80 million,
yeah, because they're continuing this universe, right? It's not Stranger Things season 6, but they're continuing the universe.
right? And it's I think it's really interesting. And one of the great things about the show, and one of the great things about period pieces in general, is they don't age. This show is set firmly in the 80s. It's full of 80s iconography. So in 100 years, people will be looking back at this show, assuming we're still here, and they'll still enjoy it, because even though it was made in the 2000s, it's set in a certain period of time, so it'll never age. It's kind of timeless. So the show will never really lose its value. New generations are going to discover it. Besides, I grew up in the 80s. It's the best era ever. So why not come back to it over and over again? But I do think that if you think of this as a succession of films, film lengths, you're getting twice as much for your money, really, than a regular TV show would give you. So, and like you pointed out, this is their signature show, and this is a show that became a phenomenon, and I think it's beloved. And I have to say, I thought the second season was pretty weak, but I've liked this show a great deal. I like the actors. I like all the characters. It's really a weird show. Like, I never know what's going to happen in it or where it's going, and it's always surprised me, and I've really enjoyed watching it. So I think if you're going to spend the money on anything, you could have, let's see, Electric State, Stranger Things 5. Oh, they made both. But I do think this is good. I think it's a good move on their part. And to be honest, John, I'm really excited for this. If I think about the entertainment that's coming the latter half of 2025, this is right at the top of my list. I am very excited to see the end of Stranger Things.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's ZAPIER.com/Campea.
And you touched on something that we probably should be talking more about, which is the fact that I don't want to just gloss over this. In a world where I'm complaining, why is an episode of Mandalorian 28 minutes? Why is an episode of Peacemaker 37 minutes? They're saying these things, each episode is going to be feature film length. And part of the reason why I think that's great is because it truly makes every single week an event.
Yeah.
And they're breaking this thing up into 3 parts, which is, again, Netflix continues to experiment with it, realizing, hey, if we break it up, it prolongs the talking period, and it prolongs the water cooler period for it. But it literally makes every week that they're dropping another episode or new episodes, even the finale, which is just dropping one episode, it makes every one of those a big event.
Yeah.
Something we count down to and call our friends. Like, I'll be honest with you, Rob. Back in the day, when a big show that we loved was on, I would either invite a bunch of people over to my place for a new episode or go somewhere. I don't do that anymore. A lot of people don't do that anymore because sometimes these episodes are 30 minutes, 35 minutes, not worth it. If Stranger Things was week to week and not just 3 parts, I think I'd be doing viewing parties every week. Like,
Yeah.
with that length, I think they're going to make every single episode really meaty. And I'll tell you what, I'm not the biggest Stranger Things fan in the world, but I have truly enjoyed every single season.
Yeah.
Including that one that most people didn't like, when 4 goes off on, or 6 or 12 or 11, right? 11.
Their backdoor pilot.
When 11 goes off on, the backdoor pilot, when she goes off on her own, I even like that season. I do. I even like that one. And I thought last season was pretty great. So I am really looking forward to this. And I love that they're saying each episode is going to be like feature film length. And when you think about it in those terms, is 50 million really that big?
Yeah.
When you're thinking in terms of a feature length film, at 50 million, that ain't bad, actually. That's pretty good.
I also love the way they've targeted the holiday season. They're starting out over the Thanksgiving holiday, then bringing it in over the Christmas holiday, and then making New Year's Eve their final gift for the year to their viewers. I thought that was a great strategy, and it gives you, after you're finished eating turkey and you're in a coma, what are you going to do? You're going to sit down and watch a little Stranger Things action with your entire family. So they've kind of positioned it as a true event for everybody. So
now listen,
cool.
I also make clear, I'm not saying Netflix should do this with all their shows. Not at all. Right from the beginning, I've kind of been pointing out that I think for many reasons, Stranger Things is an exception. And it's an exception that was earned over years and years and years of pop cultural relevance, that it brings it to a point that I think this is worth it. And I applaud them for doing it. And here's hoping now the finale doesn't suck.
100%.
All right, guys. Whatever you guys think, jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.